good afternoon to all the teachers present and students of UILS. So there was a time when I was sitting there, maybe months, the last months maybe standing there or sitting here. So today, like standing before you all, it's uh, it's part of something that I might have thought like just a small thing. So I came to you with so honestly speaking, I did already into that zone ke I want to be this, right? So basically, I want to share with you that what all happened here, and after that, what I did so that I could reach where reach. So thank you so much, ma'am, for having me here, and thank you everybody for your patience. I hope that I am meeting your time after lunch. So I'll be taking कौन हुए थे अटेंडेंस लीव नहीं बिठाया sitting with your own interest. Yes. So because I have been here na, so we used to come here at times के lectures पूरे हो जाते हैं, right?
नहीं वो वाला मैं प्रॉमिस देता ही नहीं.
Okay, चलो.
You are a
I the department in 2014 and that day Vivek was again with me. So my friend Vivek is there with me today also. So we both of us we came to the department and like we met outside the department maybe on the orientation and all those things. And we wanted to get same hostel. कि हम भी जानते हैं एक दूसरे को, right? So but we got like I was in hostel number 1 and he was in hostel number 3. So thank you Vivek for coming. And so now, if I start with my journey, so I come from district in Upsc side, Pinda Nirothe. So, and I completed my 12th in a Kal Academy Upsc, and then I joined UILS. And for my first year, I was little lost, finding myself here and there, and then teachers telling that you have these options, you can be this. I all might have been told कि अभी से डिसाइड करना शुरू कर दो what do you want to go, which internship you want to take, all those things, right? Those are important things that you that we as fresher we don't pay much heed to, but we are just here कि चलो अपनी admission होगी and now we are fine, we are sorted. But those things stay with us. Somehow they are us, even though we were non-serious, even though we were serious at that point of time, they stay with us. So keeping those in mind, चाहे तो कह लो कि मैं नहीं करना या करना, you will end up doing certain things. For example, joining with your hostel mates, with your classmates, with the people with whom you are competing, and then you're going for some competitions outside the college, right? So you learn a lot experience-wise, right? So I would say that your self-confidence comes with two things. Number one, it's with your knowledge. Right. Number two, it's your experiences. Maybe your failures, maybe your like you end up doing or getting whatever you have thought to achieve. Right. So I in 2014 to 2000 for 3 years I did law school, all the subjects, all those things, and not focus on the thing because it's important for you to know about yourself, to know what others are doing, and to grow and to learn from the university's own environment. And I think it has a lot to teach, a lot. And I can say you with I can relate it with few of you that when in the first year I came here and I saw mood court society people, those people who were in the mood court society, they were addressing freshers for second year kids. I was like, यार मैं पिंड का मुंडा है और मैं मेरी इन्ना इन्नी वधिया इंग्लिश नहीं बोलता because you know localites, some of you might be localites, right? You speak very like fluently and tal के जिन्हों कहने बोल रहे हैं. So I was like ये सारे टाइप का बोलते हैं, I will not be able to like be there or something, but I thought I tried. ठीक है. So the things started, but I also wanted, in first year, I could also see if few people are standing here who are just telling us about something, some societies and all. Will I be able to reach there was the first question that hit me on the first, second, third week. Right? So, okay, that was another, so few of you could relate there, right? Then in my third year, I started preparing for this UPSC. Okay, I joined one coaching institute here in Chandigarh. After my this uh, hours of college, right, I went to that institute, completed my notes, and read nothing. Just made notes because I was into things that were happening in our department, right? Those were also important for me. I couldn't miss those things. Otherwise, FOMO हो जाना. ठीक है? Then मैं वो किया. Then in fourth year again, few of the subjects were left in the last year. Then I completed those and completed my NCRTs, like not in a regular college days, but in say vacations or somehow like I managed to complete few NCRTs. And in my fifth year, I totally left what I wanted to achieve because I was into moot court society very passionately. Right? Then I became like president moot court society, and then everything. When you are into some, you're given some responsibility, wali job, then you are like you have to. That is your thing, and you have to own it up, and you have to do things for that. Then I didn't prepare for that year because I decided that now I'll start from scratch in the next year and go to Delhi and then study. Right? Then I went to Delhi in 2019 after passing out from there. I would want to say that I have attended classes here like anybody else of you sitting here would be attending in future or have attended, right? ठीक ठाक. I used to be there in the classes. With the not, I would not say that मैं ज़्यादा bunk मारने वाला चूसी. No, I attended the class. Okay, so because I had law optional, ठीक है. What law optional I could take it only because I have attended classes, right? I was like that confident, even that. ठीक है. पर lunch break तो बाद वाली class is difficult. So yes. Then coming to 2019, I cleared. I mean, after passing out from here, then I prepared for UPSC for 1 year. During that COVID came, I was in Delhi with my mother for 7 months. COVID पे मेरे ऐसे वापस आ गए, and then I prepared from home. Then I couldn't clear my first attempt. I got 90 marks in prelims, but 92 was the cutoff, so I was lagging at some level maybe, right? And I started preparing again. Then I prepared for mains first, because you know when you are getting 90, 92, 95 and 92 is the cutoff, and then you are like, maybe I will be going writing mains, and then you start preparing for mains. Then I started preparing for answer writing. Like some of you might be interested into UPSC lately, so those people can relate to that. So I started preparing for the further thing, right? And after that came PCS, Panjab PCS, which I wasn't able to clear. It's prelims again, and this was something that I really wanted to clear, and I want to share it with you that I wanted to become PCS officer, not IAS officer at that point. And because I wanted to, the idea behind this was I wanted to be in Punjab. Okay, so how many of you are having this idea that you want to be in Punjab or Haryana or say whatever state, Himachal, in your own state? छोड़ दो इसे. This will not let you do hard work that where you, this will not let you reach where you are aiming to reach. So that you can, like, I would not say that it will go away with what I have told. You will learn with time, because when you will prepare for certain exam, right, then you will think, okay, so it doesn't matter where I am, right? Your idea behind joining any of the services, service to people, right? And when you are into that zone of serving the society, serving the people, then wherever you are, wherever you go, whether it's in your state, so suppose if I'm in West Bengal, I am representing maybe my city there, maybe Punjab there. Okay, so wherever you go, it doesn't matter that you are going to serve out of your own state, so it should not matter. So this is what I am telling you right now because I had that thought in the Punjab PCS study, right? But I couldn't do it for certain reasons because CSET was not qualifying there. It was marks were added, right? Then I failed that attempt, but I got good marks in GS. Taking two from that, I thought that I will be able to do well in UPSC. Then I prepared for UPSC. Then I gave my second attempt. Oh, ho gaya. Then I went and I stayed in Delhi again after the prelims. I stayed in Delhi with my friend from UILS, my best friend Karan. Karan is into judiciary, Delhi judiciary right now. So he was under training then, and we both stayed together. And one of the flatmates there was also there with us. So three of us in one flat, and we were preparing, and both of them used to like pump me up कि नहीं ऐतकी तक करना ऐतकी तक हो जाना and all those things. You need those pushes, and you need somebody who would say you can do it. Yeah, what is wrong? And for that matter, Karan used to check my law optional day exams as well because he was into judiciary by that time, right? And then chalo mains ho gaye. So after mains there was interview. Chalo, like it was just a. Now I'm telling you with the ease, but I know that how those days were for me because full of uncertainty, right? You never know that whether you are writing this paper for the last time or you're going to write it again in the next year. So you don't know that, right? And but once before writing the papers, before taking the decision that I will be giving the attempts, I thought that whether even if this takes 6 attempts from me, I am ready to. Like, ready. This was what I thought then. But when you are at the verge of second attempt or third attempt, then you feel like, okay, nahi, I would quit. I would like rather continue something else. Just right? So, but I thought then for that you need support from your family, right? So I told my papa कि देखो it will be taking 6 attempts and जे लगे तो मैं देने चाहना 6 attempts. Will you be like supporting me? Like don't say कि तू कुछ कर नहीं रहा या something like that. ठीक है, but I just want to make it clear कि after 6 attempts also it's not like sure कि मैं इन्हें मिलूँगा या नहीं. Right? So I was having this thing, this fear in my head, but चलो ठीक है, God was great के second attempt I achieved whatever I wanted to achieve, and maybe first attempt तो शायद ना इससे करके नहीं वैसे because वो rank चला होना था, right? And then I before this UPSC second attempt I cleared Haryana HCS as well, right? And prelims, and I was preparing for its mains. It was on December 2020 for Haryana PCS, which got postponed, but I used that its preparation for my UPSC mains, which was on after 1 month, right? December 2022 to बाद January 2020, sorry 20 month to बाद January 2022 which I had my this UPSC mains, right? So I used its preparation for my attempt of UPSC. So that is all, and then I was able to clear. Then I went to Lavasana. Then now I got Sandur as my training district. So now I'm in Sandur as Assistant Commissioner under training. So, ma'am, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good to see you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So ma'am was president, ma'am was principal coordinator of Motor Society during that time. So then I was that's my only face of it. So chalo, with that I was able to clear, and now I'm open to take your questions. But before that, I want to tell you a few things. Regarding your health. So whenever you come to university, please take your meals properly. Okay, people just come to the first lecture without meals. That should not be the case because your 5 years of health is going to impact your next years of preparation. So if you are healthy during these 5 years, of course you will be healthy during the next like years of struggle. Hopefully they are not years of struggle, but so take your meals properly. I think I hardly with my breakfast, lunch or dinner during night time in university. So please don't do that, because I had friends who came to university without having breakfast, and that should not be the case. चलो इतने आगे कर लिया, but you must be right. Secondly, play, participate in different games or different events. ठीक है, whatever UILS is going to give you, na, just grab. Don't let it go. Participate in each and everything. I still remember in my second year I gave first elimination for the mood court, and Sabina ma'am was taking that elimination, and ma'am, I was very bad at it, and ma'am very mildly said, "Bache, sorry, like you didn't do well, and next time you can prepare and come again." So that doesn't mean that I was not doing well or something. I just went there. I didn't prepare. I had no idea what it is. I just went, came out, right? And so basically it's all about trying. So you keep on trying whatever you do, and also I would say two things, that man jeet hai jag jeet. If you like win over your mind, you can do anything, right? So you can reach anywhere, right? So whatever you become, or whatever you want to achieve, or whatever you achieve, you create it twice. First in your thoughts, and secondly like in the reality, right? I read it somewhere, but it is real, right? So have those thoughts, okay? And for getting that, you need to know what you are, how much you can achieve. Your self assessment is the biggest assessment. Nobody else is going to assess you. You should know that where you are, what are your follies, what are your strengths, and you should work on both of these. So that is something that will lead you somewhere, right? So improving upon your own weaknesses, you should know what is your weakness. Not somebody else should tell you that this is your weakness. You should know that you're weak at this. You should know that you are strong at that. So self-assessment, self-introspection, these are game changers, right? Because see, if you know that you're good at becoming, good at arguing, good at arguments, good at logical arguments, then you can become a good lawyer tomorrow, right? And if you're good at all those connections and keeping up well with the people, so you should know what you are good at, right? So these are few so-called words from my side. Now I would want to have questions, because since it was interactive session and I don't want to keep it सिर्फ नहीं होगी, right? So those who have questions can ask questions, and this will be open-ended time. It is your time. Like I am ready to give as much as time.
So sir, good afternoon. My question was that there is a notion that a person can prepare either for UPSC or for judiciary. They both are different pathways, and one can go in a single pathway and achieve his dreams. So what's your saying that कि दोनों की preparation साथ हो सकती है कि UPSC and judiciary, because you also had law as your optional subject. तो उसको लेके GS for judiciary and UPSC में अगर judiciary की अच्छी तरह तैयारी की है, तो हम लोग उसको law में भी use कर सकते हैं for UPSC optional.
I had this question in my first year, but thanks to Anju Birwal ma'am. So she's teacher here, but deputed to Labasna right now. So training academy of like IAS. So she's there right now. In first year, she used to teach us thoughts, and in her very first lecture, she told this thing कि दो पेड़ियों में सवार मत होना, ठीक है? कहीं भी नहीं पहुंचना, ठीक है? I just took that thing because see, this parchi tells that I am conventional old school person, right? I haven't used my phone or anything, iPad or something, right? So I am telling you conventional viewpoint. Okay? There can be other viewpoints, but my viewpoint is taken, borrowed from Anju ma'am. Okay? So whatever you want to, okay, you can prepare for judiciary right now. I have no, why would anybody have any objection to this? But the point is, choose one thing. You have 5 years. Come on. Okay, choose one thing during these 5 years, that what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and then just aim for it, right? Rather than aiming for two things, because both are different things. That's the real. and you have to accept.
Thank you, sir.
So this is again conventional view. Okay? There can be other views. Any other questions? You can feel free to ask any kind of questions. So it's all right. Hanji, Hanji.
Good afternoon, sir, and everyone here, sir. Basically, my
Tell
name
your
is
ear also, which ear you are.
my name is Paramjit Singh, and I'm from the group, sir. And I'm in first sem. I'm in first sem, sir. And I think the question that I have is basically a common question, sir. It is related to optional subjects. Is, sir, how to choose optional subjects? Somebody, if we ask to our seniors, they suggest some another subject that they are preparing for, or sir, and if we ask to the another one, they suggest some other subjects. Sir, how to choose optional subjects?
So, in these 5 years, syllabus of few of your mains or say these exams are of your three subjects that you choose, right? Sociology and political science, and all these is mostly overlapping with UPSC syllabus. Sociology it's not, but political science it is overlapping, right? So many of the subjects syllabus is overlapping. You see previous year question papers, you see what is your interest, are you interested in that subject? History syllabus is also overlapping with the like UPSC syllabus.
Sir, if we said that we should choose a subject that is कि जो हमें समझ में आ रहा है.
Yeah, that is you will get to know that where you are interested into. Choose that subject. This is just one criteria, right? Second criteria is that the subject that you are choosing, have you studied it in your graduation? If you have done it fairly well, then you can choose that because it gives you confidence because you have knowledge, right? Then thirdly, then you can go to previous year question papers of UPSC, then try solving it in your head whether you know about this after reading, not before reading your syllabus. Like after you are done with the 3 years of your this BA LLB program, then you can see that whether you are able to solve those questions, then you can choose your option.
One more question, sir. Sir, how to manage the stress, sir, as we are students here?
First year है यार, don't take stress.
कि सर कि हमें पहले से सर प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं कई बंदे सर.
Don't do. Okay, don't take. It's first year. You explore university. You explore the life here. Okay, don't take stress with respect to these things because you are going to learn during this time only. First, second year is the time when you will be थोड़े तैयार लगेंगे, right? So your roots, like whatever the university is going to shape you into, will be decided in your first, second, third year only. First, second year only, right? Don't take tension with respect to whether you should decide your option in first year or third year that decide, second year that decide, fifth year may decide. No, right? I came here with the idea of taking sociology as my option, but I ended up taking law as my option. So it's okay. Have you decided are you taking law?
I am thinking of it.
You're taking? You're thinking of. Okay. Chalo. All the best.
Thanks, sir.
So, Hanji, next question. Hanji, आगे. अच्छा, you can यार किसी भी language गल कर लो. I'm fine with any of them, right?
So I wanted to ask, I get really worked up even during my vivas. So how was your experience? How the interview went?
So don't compare your vivas. Yeah.
Facing like something
Yeah.
unexpected.
It was unexpected, but the point is nothing is unexpected even in your vivas or even in my interview. It was not unexpected. It was from the things that they expect us to do. Right? They have certain expectations from a candidate that he might be knowing about his optional subject, he might be knowing about his, say, village, about his state, about his country, okay? Then about his country's relationships with the other things, then about the work that his parents are doing, right? Then about, say, the religion that he comes from, right? Then about the current affairs of his state, right? And then the hot topics of the country. So these were the questions that they asked me, right? So no, it was from Delhi, but I started preparing in Chandigarh. Okay, but later on went to Delhi after the So again, I went to Delhi because I just wanted to leave no stone turned. That was the line with which I went. Okay, क्यों ही छटना, right? If that is the option, then you should do it, right? So I did. I take to that option, right? हाँ जी.
Good afternoon, sir.
Really very sorry, वो पीछे ना बहुत जगह हाथ खड़ा करते हैं. Yeah. हाँ जी, तुसी पूछो. हाँ जी.
Sir, मेरा question है जैसे democracy excel हमारे ये सब from the colonial times जैसे British era से तो सर जैसे independence को 75 years से ज़्यादा हो गए तो सर bureaucracy से colonial legacy किस हद तक गई है?
See, this is a very difficult question with respect to colonialism किस हद से गई है, because I really do not know about what was it exactly 75 years, right? But the point is the way now offices are being run, the things are changing, okay? In some aspects we are doing good. For example, when it is thing comes, digital thing comes, we are doing much better, right? But in certain aspects we are doing the same things because the file moves from, so you call that red tapeism in your work, right? File moves from A to B to C to D. Even in your office, it goes in the same way, it follows the same track. So this is only new officers who come, when they down market, they don't follow the same procedure. They down market to the direct guy to whom it is going to reach. But when it goes to the upper layer, then it passes through all the A, B, C, D, E. Right? Down marking is the place where I would say that few officers, they don't follow the Purana thing that it will go to, say, it will pass through the same hierarchy when it is going down. Right? This is very small change I am telling you, but the point is red tapeism, that it is something when you are standing from the outside, now you will say office works run through A. हाँ जी, next page है. हाँ जी, तुसी.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Alumni from the first year. Sir, I wanted to ask, like, policies and all process. So, like, during the preparation, if everything is overwhelmed or undermotivated, so what steps would you take to get back on track?
It's not the motivation that will keep you on the track. It's the discipline that will keep you on the track. Because one day you're motivated, other day it's like going to gym, right? You're motivated for a few days, then you're not motivated, right? And so better to have a disciplined life. Okay? And when you talk about overwhelm or when you're stressed for certain things, okay, this is a bad phase of my life, then you can just tell it to yourself. Even if it is a good time or it's a bad time, it's going to pass. Right? It's not going to stay the same. See, today you're asking me this question, standing here. Tomorrow, when you will be something, do you will you be looking back into the moment of you asking me this question? We are out of this moment now. So basically, this moment is not going to stay. Is the only takeaway that I want to tell you. And whenever I was in the stress, is it known to me right now? Do I remember that? No, because it's over, right? So new stresses might come, right? But the point is those will not repeat. So that's the time will pass.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Panjab Singh. I am currently in my second year. So I have two questions. The first of them is rather a philosophical one. So if you were given another chance at life, will you again choose to be an IAS officer and do the same hard work?
It's too early to say that, but this is like my, please sir, this is like my farewell question, if you are given in my farewell. So far I would say yes, and I have asked this question to my DC sir. He also says that he would say yes. There might be few people who will say no, because this is a very subjective thing, right? What is good about IAS, what keeps them saying yes with respect to this question is you are changing rules. Today, as Assistant Commissioner of Grievances, I am sitting in the office listening to the grievances of people. Right now, I am having independent charge of Assistant Commissioner of Grievances. Okay. Tomorrow, I will be something else, and this is a set pattern, right? Tomorrow, I will be in the field as SD. Then I will be maybe as ADC looking after urban development. Maybe then I will be ADC D looking after rural development. Then I will be Deputy Commissioner looking after entire district. Then I will be Secretary of A subject, then of B, then of C. Right? Then maybe Director of say Punjab School Education Board, then Director of say Markfed maybe. So diversity of things. Right? So this keeps you into it. So that's why you will never say no to this, because it is a diverse field. Right? But people who say, if you want to say no, then that can be because you cannot do certain things that you really want to. Because it is, sometimes you will not be having funds properly, sometimes you don't have the procedure to follow, many things, right? So that, but I would say yes. I hope that I will say yes after 33 years of my career ahead, maybe, hopefully.
I'm sure, sir. And thank you so much for answering. I'm sure everyone has some mistakes that they feel they've made. And would you like to change anything over?
Again, same question. This was asked to me in my farewell. And please sit. I took a pause of like 1 minute. And then I said, no, I would want to do all those things again, because whatever I am, wherever I am because of those mistakes. Right? So this was the answer that I gave them. This is the answer that I am giving you right now. So even the mistakes that I've made, it's okay, it's all right. Maybe I've learned from you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Haan ji. So now I've taken questions from back and thoda agle aa gaya to bhi haan ji.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I am from 5th year and I am preparing from UPSC. Sir, I want to ask that what are the common mistakes that UPSC aspirant do while preparing for exam?
Okay. Very serious question. Common mistakes are, the first thing is that you find motivation out somewhere out, which you're not. It's the discipline that will make you reach something. So that you should be very clear with respect to this thing. Secondly, people prepare for prelims. You should not prepare for prelims. You should prepare for main first and then prelims. Thirdly, people are too much into making notes of current affairs, which I think is not needed. Your understanding of current affairs is something that is going to make your personality, shape your perspectives, shape your viewpoints in the answers that are being asked in the main questions. So basically it's that understanding that is needed, not the notes. If you are preparing for Punjab PCS, Haryana PCS, then those current affair notes might be very helpful because they ask facts and figures. Or some other competitive exams. But UPSC is more concerned with your understanding of things. And the other mistake that people make, that they don't take care of their health. They are just into preparation, studying books for 10 to 14 hours and then becoming as much fat as possible. Right? So that should not be the case. You should properly take care of your health, do the physical workout that you can do when you are preparing. Don't miss on those things. The last thing is that you miss on giving time to the people who you care for and people who care for you. This is your friends and your family, right? So you should not stop doing that. You should give time to your family even while you are preparing. You should give time to your friends, not every day, like twice a month maybe, or once in 2 months maybe, whatever. Then you can talk on a stretch for 2-3 hours. That's okay. Okay, because but you should not be totally into the preparation, right? It's okay to prepare for UPSC, and it's very difficult to lead a monotonous life for say 3 years. I was cut off from all social media, everything, but the point is, it was not that I was not talking to anyone. I was talking to my parents daily for 1 hour. I used to sit with them. I sat for 1 to 2 hours long while taking dinner, and it was just Jaspinder speaking and parents just listening to me, and it was monologue of the entire day's frustration was going some, not frustration, something that I needed, because I need to talk to someone, right? So whatever was there, I don't know they were knowing about whatever I was talking, but yeah, now they know what is this whole process of preparing, they know about it. So I used to talk to them, though they were not aware. I used to tell them कि इतना इतना इतना, ठीक है? So हाँ जी.
Sir, my name is Jaspinder Singh from IAS Department first year. Sir, अभी starting से है तो सबका ये parents का ये coaching ले रही है, कहाँ से लेनी है, तो कोई important है और दिल्ली से लेनी है कि online, तो कुछ ऐसा है कि नहीं सीखनी होती है वो?
No, you have to answer this question on your own. I am not the right person to answer this question. I have taken it from outside because circumstances allow. Okay. If the circumstances do not allow you, people clear it without taking coaching institutions from outside. People,
Basics clear करने के लिए तो
उसके लिए NCRTs are the favorite friends of UPSC aspirants. That is the first thing that you should go to for your basics. Yesterday I was talking to one of my friends, and we started talking. Okay, it is a very nerdy thing to say, but we started talking about that style and stigma of a flower. So we were fighting on a point that it was in 7th class or it was in 6th class. Yeah, it was in 7th, okay. But friend was like, I know this was in 11th or 12th, but I don't know it was in 7th or not. I was like, it was there. So these basics, because we just did rote learning when we were passing those years of preparation. Okay? So those are required to be considered. Okay? That style stigma might not be asked by UPSC, but you should know that that is again going to give you confidence. Okay?
Sir,
Okay, from there, then we'll come here. Okay, fine.
So
Ma'am, if you feel like that we are taking so much of time
no,
and
not at all. Like, there's no problem. In fact, one and two small things I'd just like to add. See, I have seen him as a student. He is saying about the afternoon class. But to the best of my knowledge, the 2 semesters I taught him, and also the 5 years I was observing, he used to never miss his classes. He is saying so.
except for most of
He used to never miss on his lectures. Never had any attendance problem. I'm not praising you for anything kinds, It is something you actually deserve. And the best part is coming from a simple background, but the constant desire which he had to give himself a perfect shape, that was there from the first day itself. And you won't believe, he used to participate each and every activity, moods. And I still remember the beautiful poetry he wrote on Beti. I still remember. So, very regular. And the best part which he still has, he is a human being with humane qualities. Down to earth, humble being. And that is the purpose of
I just want to make one correction. all lectures doesn't mean all lectures. So yeah. So you can thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. Hanji, please.
So my question was that what all things should we keep in mind when that may help us in thinking about different dimensions in answer writing. And so how did you start your initial answers when you were writing? Because it is said that we can start answer writing on the very first day when we start preparing. So what were the difficulties that you faced by starting the answer?
Thank you for the question. This is question with respect to answer writing, and I really want to ask how many of you are maybe thinking of writing UPSC, so that I can answer his question here.
Jaspinder, I just want to repeat. I hope you have time to answer the questions.
Yes.
You have to see your
Yes. Like by 5, till 5 I have time.
Okay, then that is fine.
Because I have to report there in my academy as well. So the good part about this is that my Panjab version is starting. So when you will become, maybe you will clear UPSC in all of the services. There is this Bharat Darshan, then Punjab, wherever with the state that you get all those things. These are part and parcels of orienting you towards the places where you are going to serve, right? So our Panjab Darshan is about to start. So we are excited about it. So yes, your question regarding answer writing. Answer writing should not be started on the first day. It should be started after you're done with the basic skills. Again, that's my view. Okay. So don't start from the very first day. Start it after you're done with one of your readings. And answer writing means checking yourself whether you're writing good answers or not. That is important. Keep a check on that. Maybe you can check it yourself, but yeah, keep a check. Any other question? Hanji.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hanji.
Good afternoon, sir. First of all, you are an inspiration for me, and it's an honor to have a conversation with you right now. And my question is not related to preparation part because it feels depressing somewhat. And my question is related to your work right now. Like, what was your work as an assistant commissioner in some?
Please have a seat. Thank you for the question. Okay, right now I am Assistant Commissioner Grievances. So there is this complaints and inquiry branch that of DC office that is under me. Any of the complaints and of the district that come after SDM is to the DC office, right? So I get those complaints. Some inquiries are marked to me. I recently finished one of the inquiry and maybe the guys will be charge sheeted for that. But the point is, this is right now that I'm doing, that listening to the grievances of the people. And I have establishment branch of DC office. I had another branch of the DC office under me, where the staff of DC office, it's all the problems and it's again complaints were taken by. So basically, this is just a part of it. It's not. Right now, I'm assistant commissioner under training, where I got the charge of assistant commissioner grievances. Okay, then I will be given additional charge, or maybe I will be given independent charge of BDO during my training period. Then I will be given charge of Tehsildar. Then I will be given charge of SDM. Then I will be attached with certain line departments like civil surgeon's office and health department and all those things that will be done. Panjab Darshan is part of my training, right? So all these things are happening as assistant commissioner under training.
I have two questions.
Can we come later? Your question? Hanji, please.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Shilpi and I'm in 4th year right now.
One of my batchmates is Surbi and she's in Jaspinder. And she's from Punjab.
Thank you so much, sir. So actually, my question is about two important pillars of UPSC. First one being the current affairs, and second one being NCERTs. So current affairs of how many years are basically important for an aspirant, and what is the basic strategy for preparing for NCERTs?
Current affairs of this year, like of the year of you prepare. You need not prepare for 2-3 years back. Okay, I think this might be the query of many aspirants, right? कितने सालों में current affairs करने हैं? So please do it of 1 year that you are preparing for. Okay, I hope that is the last year. Otherwise, then they will be compiled for 2-3 years. Okay? And second question was regarding NCERTs. So NCERTs are important. So basically, for few subjects, you have to just stick to NCERTs.
Yes, sir. So what should
Like
be the
jogging.
basic strategy for preparing for NCERTs? Like
Reading them again,
and making notes also.
that is optional. Making short notes for mains, for the topic of mains, that is important. Making notes of a book is not important. Making notes for your thing that you're aiming at, or maybe for your syllabus, that is important. You can don't make short notes of a book. I hope you understand these are two different things. So you have to do targeted study. Hanji.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Monica and I'm from final year. I want to ask you about your routine at that time while you were preparing for UPSC.
You're preparing for judiciary.
Yeah.
हाँ जी.
And how did you manage that all subjects?
It was please have a seat.
Thank you.
It was just a normal routine that so different things that I was telling to one of my friends was that I didn't do that. I will be studying in this period, studying during that period. I used to make a timetable of my breakfast, of my waking up and doing the daily deeds, timetable of my lunch break, timetable of my evening breaks, timetable of talking to my parents during dinner, and timetable of dinner. Then I fitted the study thing in between. So you just plan your breaks and then fit in that your study hours. Okay? Things that you cannot miss should be written in the piece of paper that these are things that you're doing. Proper time should be given to them. Breakfast for 1 hour, this for 1 hour, this for 2 hours. That is how it is. Then you can give time to say your class, coaching class, newspaper, current affairs, or maybe answer writing, right? So that is. So at one point of time you can just start one book or at maximum 2 subjects at maximum along with the newspaper. That's it.
एक्चुअली हमारे डायरेक्टर मैम को कहीं जाना है अर्जेंटली, तो आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट डायरेक्टर मैम विजयलक्ष्मी मैम to kindly provide a token of love to our beloved guest.
आजा
Two motives. Thank you so much. God bless you. And Vijay Lakshmi will be joining with you for the team. She will be there. Thank you. And we will look forward again for your visits. Thank you so much for spending.
Thank you so much. So I'll take your questions. Because I really wanted to answer because I get these questions on Instagram and all those things. So most of the got from UILS. So it's okay that since today I have time. Photographers are picture.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Siddhant Prabhu. I'm in my 4th year. Sir, and asking the question apart from the preparation and academics. So, what all did you take from UILS as a student of UILS as well as someone who's from Panjab University, which shaped you in where you are?
Whatever I am
Yes, sir.
is because of this institution, UILS and Panjab. See, because I come from a very limited exposure. ਮੁਕਤਸਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਐਕਸਪੋਜ਼ਰ ਹੈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਆਈ ਡੋਂਟ ਹੈਵ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਪਰਸਪੈਕਟਿਵ ਦੇਅਰ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੱਕੋ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਉੱਥੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਦੇ ਹੈਵ ਦ ਲਿਮਿਟਡ ਪਰਸਪੈਕਟਿਵ ਐਂਡ ਆਈ ਹੋਪ that many of you come from a certain town where your perspectives will be very limited. Here when you will be meeting to number of people, to your teachers studying, then you will be reading Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau or number of things. So your perspective is shaped, right? So that perspective is very important, and that has been given to me by university, by UILS first and then university, because it's not just that inside this moot court hall or inside the classroom that you grow basically at student center, at hostels, at say Panjab University market, then while moving from one hostel to another, then going to Gurdwara, then going to Mandir and all those things, right? You grow in the university in this way. So then you sit for law auditorium lectures and all those things, and then you maybe fight for the line in the UILS वाली जो stall लगता है जिसमें तुसी खाना lunch वगैरह करते हो, right? You might be fighting for your turn there. So you grow like that, right? It is not that you sit in the class and you grow. That is not the idea of growth at all. Okay, so it is a very balanced idea that sitting in the classroom and going outside, and then going out on trips, going out with the friends, with the people here around you, right? Then planning trip every year. Okay, then maybe going for moot court competition and coming back after a trip, or maybe for different other different NSS camps. Yes, those are. These are the things that really help you. For example, you take up any internship program, right? I had no clue about, say, how human rights commission is functioning, how child rights commission is functioning. I still have, I don't have that deep insight into it, but I just have a rough idea. So because of the internships, maybe, right? So there are different things, and then listening music with your own roommate in your own room is also part of learning, maybe, and then adjusting with your roommate, having the food that is, having the dinner in the hostels is another experience, right, where you learn how to survive with the minimal things, and then using the washrooms of hostels is also a good right? So it's okay. These all are part of your learning. Okay, so this campus will teach you all. Right? So basically the idea is that not just law students being together in hostels, you learn from other departments as well. Since you're localite or you're not in the hostel.
I'm from Dharamshala.
Acha, you're not in the hostel.
West hostel focus.
Acha, okay. When you interact with the people of other departments also, you learn a lot.
Yes.
So you get to know their perspectives. Basically UILS is considered so-called department.
Yes.
Right? So then when you interact with the other departments, then you get to know about their perspectives. Those are also very important. Punjabi department, they perspectives totally आठ होंगे, ठीक है? ते 3-year law वाले and they आठ होंगे, right? So you get to know the perspectives, and perspectives of different people make you more accommodative. That every perspective also. Don't live with the same kind of people, right? That जो ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਰਗੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਸਿਰਫ. Then you are into those echo chambers. How many more questions? Okay, I'll start from here, then there, then we'll go. Okay, we'll start line wise now. Anji.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm in third year. My name is Ruchi. So, sir, my first question was.
Can you please be louder so that others can also? Chalo, I'll repeat your question.
So my question was, people clear prelims, then they clear mains, but they are not able to clear interviews. So what do you think where they lack basically?
I can't pinpoint that where they lack, but I'll tell you one thing. I have a friend who is Nikhil Mahajan. He got ranked 78 in the attempt which I gave. That was his 6th attempt, and he didn't clear even prelims till his 5th attempt. And in 6th attempt, now he's IFS. Okay, so now he's going to Taiwan. I think he is in Taiwan right now. So basically, it's not about that what works or what doesn't work. It is something that I cannot pinpoint. That it is you have to pinpoint it. Okay. When you say that every time that you're not able to get an interview, that is totally another game. Maybe you haven't ticked certain boxes that are required to be ticked. For example, few people, they just do not read newspapers. What they do is they read from magazines. But you will not get confidence till you start reading newspapers. This is what I have learned. Even though nothing will be asked from the newspaper maybe, but that confidence of answering questions, that confidence of writing good answers in your mails, that you will get after, I think you would tick on all the boxes that are needed to do anything. It's not about UPSC, it's about any other thing that you do in your life, right? There are certain check boxes that are required to be ticked. Please, if you tick all those check boxes, I think that nothing, I mean, your confidence will not be shaken. Right? You will be like, मैं जितना से इस चीज़ ले गए, right? Now next question from that one. चार, हाँ जी please दोबारा में stand. तो सी हम, हाँ जी good afternoon. Those who want to leave, I will not mind. You can leave, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. हाँ जी. हाँ जी. मेरे पागल नहीं आती.
सर हमारा जो सिलेबस है वो कैरिकुलम है सर वो सारा सर प्रोसीजरल लॉ के हिसाब से डिजाइन है एज पर सर सिलेबस ऑफ जुडिशरी सर वेयर एज सर जो सिविल सर्विसेज का एग्जाम है सर उसमें पेपर फिलोसफिकल आता है सर स्टूडेंट्स से सर वो सब उस चीज़ से हम कैसे
देखो यार यू डूइंग लॉ सो प्रोसीजरल तो करना ही पड़ेगा राइट बट इट्स नॉट दैट यू आर नॉट टॉट philosophical aspect of law. Philosophical doesn't mean that IPC is still asked in the papers, right? Contract is still asked. All those, I mean, paper 2 is based upon so-called, it's not the procedure, but it's the concept basically. Contract ho gaya, torts ho gaya, right? Paper 2 is based upon that, and paper 1 that is based upon constitution. Now, constitution is something that I was in love with, and I have done a number of notes on constitutional law. So that's why maybe constitution was something that I did holistically. Article 14, 19, 21 is something that you love to read. Again and again something new comes into your head after that, right? So that is another case. But as you said that you have to focus on the not philosophical, conceptual part of law on your own. You cannot avoid this thing कि procedural करना है. For example, if you're asked in an interview something regarding CRPC or how arrest is made, and if you do not know about maybe section 41 or maybe termination, whatever the judgment is, then and maybe if you do not know about DK Basu and all those things, right? You are in a fuss. So better to know about it. See, one thing. You're taking law as optional, right? Still, there is you have to study for mains in a way that you have to focus on syllabus. But as a law student, will you be confident enough till the time you do not know the procedure? जितना चेर थानू सारा प्रोसीजर नहीं पता उतना चेर कॉन्फिडेंस ही नहीं होना कि लॉ दा किवें यूज करना, राइट? सो I mean, certain things are necessary just to read. Now, what your degree is teaching you is that everything, it is making you a law student basically. You are required to know both conceptual, procedural laws, right? So that's how it is. That is, you have to focus on where you want to focus.
how to read or how to prepare
Syllabus. Syllabus. यही क्वेश्चन थी ना कि हाउ टू फोकस अपॉन दैट पार्ट ऑफ एस्पेक्ट ऑफ सिलेबस. सिलेबस तो देन यू गो टू बुक्स एंड देन यू गो टू. इफ आई हैव नॉट आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चन यू कैन rephrase the question again and I'll answer it.
some part of the question to answer.
तो जेड़ा रह गया वो भी पूछो. चलो
मैं कुछ ऐसा उस पार्ट को कैसे टैकल किया जाए, मतलब उसको कैसे रीड किया जाए, कैसे किया जाए कि हम उसी मेंस में लिख सकें सब.
प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर के हिसाब से अपनी वही बुक्स को पढ़ें, ठीक है? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? हाँ जी.
So it's just been 2 months, around 2 months since we have entered this institution. Since then there have been a lot of committees and various things which are things which we can choose. It's very difficult to choose that which one will be actually beneficial for us. And even I believe that exploring only makes our personality. But as you said that you were the president of Local Society, so you had to leave your preparation to that particular year. So even if it's affecting our preparation, should we like go into all these curricula?
Ask it to your own self. I chose it because I really wanted to be there in my first year, and in my 5th year I was there. I was very close to it, right? So why should I leave it? I know it took 1 year of my life, and maybe I would have been into service better, but that is again no guarantee, right?
Like even I want to participate in all the events,
Yeah,
but like my
go on.
father also being in civil services, it's very hard to convince him to give permission to be a part of all this because he feels that okay, CV building and all this is only beneficial for you if you are actually going to be involved in qualification.
One or two events are not very hard to be convinced, right? You can convince your father for 1 or 2 events, maybe not for n number of events. 1 or 2 events a year, that is not a hard game. That can be done. That you can be You can pick and choose with respect to that, but I would not recommend that you should not participate. Because you learn a lot, and it's important to learn, right?
So one more thing which I would like to ask is that how important is it to have a plan B while you're preparing for
Plan B should just be there in your head. It should not be prepared for. Plan B is, what is your plan B? You should just have it in your head. My plan B was that I will start practice. But your plan B should not help, like, it should not take away your focus from plan A. That is the only thing. You should not compromise your plan A for your plan B. Because it's plan A for a reason. Right? So plan B is just for the sake of having plan B. Maybe it might become your plan A at a later stage, but right now it's plan B, not plan A. So prepare. Yes, this side. I'll try to be as precise and with all brevity. I'll answer my questions as I answered in my interview, because I answered more than 22 questions, 8 multiplied by 5. I think more than 40 questions, approximately 40 questions, 22 minutes in my actual interview. So I'll try to do that right now. पहले गलत करेंगे तो सही करेंगे. Right? You are your own teacher with respect to these things. Right? I also started newspaper reading knowing कि बस newspaper पढ़ना है. Right? Later on I get to know that अच्छा this is important. Then I used to pick the important news. That too also with the help of Vajiram, the list on the क्या news are important. Till my last attempt I used to do that. Right? So you never get to know that what is right. Even I was not knowing that what I was doing is right. It was all hit and trial. Okay? With all your hit and trials, you will reach somewhere. Okay? If your hit and trials, it is hit and trial for a reason, na? Right? You are using it if it is helping you, and you are rejecting it if it is not helping you. Right? So use this method. It helped me. I don't know about other methods. Okay? And improving. Learn, as ma'am ne kya, keep on learning, right? This learning is very important. So you learn just from your mistakes. Sorry, I should not use the word just here. But yeah, you learn from your mistakes. Okay? So do mistakes and then learn. It's alright. Hanji. 3 of you please stand up and ask questions. I will note them down and then answer. This is yours. हाँ जी प्लीज आगे आ जाओ.
So my question is related to the common perception which is generally of many people that the civil servants, bureaucrats, IT officers, they have to be under the pressure of the ministers. They have to work according to the accordance of the ministers. So what is the same of going through such a intense study hours and the hard struggle? If they wanted to be under their pressure, they do not have their own permanency of their thoughts. Means if they will not work according to their rules, then it will be haphazard for them. So even I am the staunch opposer of this view of the people. But could you please give me a more
Good
clear
question.
justification?
Yeah, I think. Next question. Jasmine. Jasmine.
Sir, I am still confused as to in which way, especially after UPSC, because we from similar backgrounds, I can understand that.
Similar means इधर या
Similar background.
ठीक है.
I also come from a family which was in farming a few years back. So, sir, ये कहता है कि being from this background, you don't know about the world. And,
Forget this thing. Come to the question that you are confused between judiciary and UPSC, and you have this background वाली सोच. ठीक है, please. हाँ.
So that my parents keep telling that UPSC is harder than judiciary and
she's right. Thank you. It's competition that is there, right? 7 to 8,000 versus 9 lakh maybe, right? That's 8 lakh. So that ways it's difficult, not other ways. Syllabus उन्होंने भी करना, right? Yeah. I'll come to your question. Okay, हाँ जी.
My name is Panjab Singh and I am from fourth year. So sir, मेरे में चार क्या जैसे लॉ कर रहा वो लॉ ऑप्शन जैसे इंटरनेशनल लॉ में ये समझ आ रहा है कि प्लास्टिक के टॉपिक से वो कैसे करते हैं और ये टॉपिक डिग्री के बाद ही अटेम्प्ट दे देना चाहिए कि एक साल वेट करना चाहिए कि अटेम्प्ट
ठीक है.
सॉरी सर इसको और समझना है कि मेरे बड़े भाई ने मुझे क्या एस्टैब्लिश करें ये अटेम्प्ट होने पर थोड़ी पता लगता है क्या करती है तो कैसे करना है.
Okay. Is this question a valid question? बाकी दोस्तों यार, is this question a valid question? And right, चलो ठीक है, it's a valid question. Any other question? दो question और लिखवा दो so that I can answer 5 minutes.
Sir, my name is Krishna. I'm from first year. My question is, what really inspired you to join UPSC? Like the English Civil Service. Like we have heard your answers, you changed the chemistry, IAS, etc. But the internal motivation, what was your motivation? The real one.
Okay, this is, I would want to answer this question. अच्छा, next question.
Sir, last question.
No, this is not last. This is last of these 5. Yes.
Sir,
नहीं, you ask the question. Closing कर देना, opening की थी. हाँ जी. Name? Wish? Okay, Vishwit. Nice name यार. हाँ जी.
सर मेरा कुछ सिमिलर है सिलेक्शन सर, पर मैं उसको केस के थ्रू एक्सप्लेन करना चाहूँगा सर. जैसे कि एक बच्चा सर उसको सपना होता है कि उसको आईटी करना है,
सामा उसको IIT करना है. NDA करना. I am conference out.
सर इससे सर उसको सपना होता है कि उसको एनडीए करना है और लेकिन उसको आर्ट्स में बहुत इंटरेस्ट होता है, तो दैट रीजन ही टू PCM एज ए सब्जेक्ट फॉर द एंट्रेंस दैट मैथ्स उसके तो उसने मैथ्स किया और somehow he was not able to clear that. He got functions out in this and in this for the sake so we don't know like what to do next because he loves arts and now he is not able to clear. So next he applied in some law college and he got he thought that BA will be a better position for because it covers more for arts. So but he was not able to get that and he got BCom LLB. So in that case, first thing he is suffering from failure. Second thing he is suffering from lot of confusion. That what first in his back in mind there is a Python pilot and in the above you can see IAS officer and he is lost between that and his failure is also you can see failure only.
Okay. BCom LLB, fighter pilot. So that is gone now. That can be said. So he should. But he should settle with that. Na? It's better to settle with that. So we'll come to your question. ठीक है, चलो time. सब तो पहला Jasmine's question with respect to pressure of politicians. Who are politicians? Who choose them? Okay, this is very like Lavasana, which we were told this. We also used to ask this question to the people who used to come to lecture us. But whatever they said was not wrong, and I would also want to reiterate the same thing. See, you're right that you have to do what a minister says because he's your boss, but he's your boss for 5 years, right? Next boss is going to come, but the point is, whatever he says, he's chosen by the people. Whatever work he's doing mostly will be the genuine work of the people only. It's just that it is getting highlighted because he has asked you to do so. For example, ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਘਰੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਪਿੰਡ 'ਚ ਰੋਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. Some minister is liking that village ਕਹਿ ਲਓ, right? It comes to you ਕਿ ਇਸ ਪਿੰਡ 'ਚ ਰੋਡ ਬਣ, right? But you are not rejecting other villages' road being made, but you are just making the road that you are asked to do so. Right? You're serving the society for that matter. 90% of times, whenever your minister will tell you something, will be the right thing to do. For rest of the things, that is you who have to decide. right? And it's not that you cannot say no to them. Who have told you that you cannot say no to them? Okay, what will happen to you? What will happen to you if you do not work? So, are you like afraid of transfers? When?
So a person must have their own opinion.
Own?
It's not opinion.
Achha, own opinion, like for example, if I am into bureaucracy, I am there as executive, I am not there as legislature, I am not there as the crime policy maker. There is a political executive who makes the policy, right? I have to execute that policy. I should have that very clearly in my head that I am there as a executor of that policy. For example, this government has come with certain policy, I will be executing it. I am not going to make that policy in the first day when I am joining the service. And it doesn't mean that I am doing the same thing the government is saying. I am doing that the political person is saying. I am doing what the government is saying because the government has come with certain policy. And people have chosen that government for its policies maybe. Okay, so it is the way of answering this very question that you are under the pressure of ministry. You might be, but you have to have the ways of dealing with it. And I am sure that everybody is having their own ways of dealing with it. If transfer is something, people take transfers. Come on, you get to.
Transfer is not the issue, but being a bureaucrat, he or she must have that, guts to express their views in front of the minister. It's not all about the minister.
It's very subjective. It's upon you as a bureaucrat. You will be expressing. Few other people will be expressing in a different way. Maybe just on the file. Right? It depends upon personalities. So when you say that this cannot be done as per rules, that is saying no.
Can we stand against it?
Are you going to be some activist or that is you who have to decide. If you are activist, then that is up to you. If something is wrong, for example, something is wrong, it might go for inquiry, right? It will go for inquiry. You just need to identify your role as bureaucrat is not equal to activist. You can be active bureaucrat, right? You can be a whistleblower, but there are very many other ways how different bureaucrats function, right? You can be active bureaucrat, nobody stops you. Libraries are being made in Sangru. They are being made by some active bureaucrats. It's brainchild of few bureaucrats only. But they've got the way around of doing that, right? So it is up to you how you get the things done. Maybe some good mentors will teach you, right? I am under training for a reason, right? To learn those things. And I am not the right person to answer all these questions, but the point is still what I've learned so far is that most of the time what you are asked to be done in the government is to execute the government's policy, and it's not the wrong thing that you will ask to be done. Okay? It's our perception that every time the politician will come with the wrong thing to ask from us. It's not like even if they come into your office with grievances, it is grievances of people. They can be their favorite people, that's a different thing. But they are having grievances, that is something that you have to accept. Right? So next question was of Jasman, that judiciary, UPSC, family background. See, family background doesn't decide your trajectory of your career. And it should not. And when it comes to judiciary and UPSC, that's you who have to take the call, not anybody else. Decide it and just cling to it. Don't decide for UPSC and keep on thinking for judiciary, and don't start of judiciary and keep on thinking of UPSC. Then you will reach later. Right? Start it, focus upon it. Again, what I say is that blinkers of horse. Thank God I found English term for this. It's yeah. So that is something that you have to use once you decide whatever you really want to reach. Right? So those blinkers are important. But after choosing ke UPSC karna ya. So next is Sinha Saab ke law optionals, with certain topics like international law, right? See, international law, the topics which are not there, you have to search them from internet, or maybe you can see from AKJAN, or maybe the most helpful book is this S.K. Kapoor's Nutshell. Okay, you know Nutshell on the S.K. Kapoor. So that is a good book. Then Dukki will be helping. Dukki is, if something you do not get, उन Nutshell के पीछे कुछ annexures ने उधर चीज़ will get. Terrorism and all those things, right? Hijacking. And then later on, if you do not find anything, then internet. That's it. And regarding your third attempt or क्या गलतियाँ, nobody gets to know that where he is wrong. But the point is, you have to use your steps in certain way that you are doing something better than what other people are doing. For example, what I did, everybody is reading notes, everybody is reading books, everybody is reading basic books, reference books, right? So I wanted to just tick that box of doing something different which maybe others might not be doing and which only few people will be doing. That is, I did all the subjects on map. Okay? I made map of each state and all the subjects were mapped for that state. For example, the history the map ho gaya with respect to Madhya Pradesh sites and all. Then all other things, geography, right? And if you say about environment, conservative parks, all those things, and which river is crossing where, right? And this is something that I did on my own. By searching from atlas myself. Nobody helped me. I didn't take help from like XYZ things, right? So for certain things, like you do not get to know that what are your mistakes. Number one. Number two, you can get to do something else which you might think that will be helping. Okay, it's this brain or it's the mind that you have to answer to that. नहीं मैं कुछ कर रहे हैं, which is going to help, right? Then motivation for UPSC. This question was asked by my motive. हाँ जी. Oh, sorry, attempt after degree. This is again your call. I gave attempt after degree. I mean, not just after degree, 1 year after degree, because I had to prepare. I was just into the society for 1 year and I didn't prepare. So for preparing, I took 1 more year and then I decided to take attempt in next year. So it is your call. If you are prepared by the time you pass your degree, then that's fine. Okay, cool. Motivation for UPSC. My motivation for UPSC was Mr. Varun Rujam. He's 2004 batch IAS officer. I used to participate in school parades and bands when I was in UPsc. And this was the guy who, sorry sir, so sir took the salute of the parade during that time, right? And he was very young officer. Like I was like, he's of such small age and he's the salute of a parade, and that was the first factor that hit me at any point of time in my life. Then I got to know that he's DC Muksar. Then how to become that? It's IAS. Then one of my teachers, then he told to my family, then they were on parents teacher meeting, he can do this, we should buy him some magazines and all this. So this is very bookish kind of thing, but yeah, this is the reality ke haan yahi hoya, okay? And then I ended up being here. Then before that I chose non-medical and all these things. I think those were the decisions that were taken by me, keeping in mind that tomorrow I am going to write this book. So whatever decisions that I have taken were oriented towards being this. So those can be wrong or right decisions, I don't know. Were they wrong or right? They might be wrong if it took me too long to reach here. They might be right because I reached here. Right? So that's it. Then daily motivation is something that you will not get. Motivation drops down after some time. Okay, so discipline is something that will मतलब आधा करना ही करना है. That is the thing that will do. Like these are the things. These are 100 pages I'm going to read. Today is part of my discipline. That I have to cover 80 to 100 pages daily. is part of my was part of my discipline during my preparation days. Okay? And then Vishrut, he asked about NDA and fighter pilot, BCom LLB, and IAS officer. See, what is gone, and it's very like it's harsh truth. And I think it should, your mind should hit the reality then and there. Okay, this is gone. The guy whose example you gave was in first year, doing BCom LLB, wanted to do BA LLB, and want to become IAS is the only thing that is left, right?
Yes, exactly.
For him, it's the only thing that is left, right? So he should first of all face the reality, because knowing the reality is the most important thing in this world. That you should know that this is something which is this is the only thing that I have, this is the only option that I have, this is the thing that I'm okay. If the guy is having BCom LLB, he can still it's just adding to his knowledge if he's getting BCom LLB. I wish I had taken economics in my class 10th, 11th, 12th, not in 10th, 11th and 12th, but I didn't take. This was a regret and will always be the regret. Right now somehow I have done MIT, say, online course in microeconomics, that is another thing. But yeah, so if you want to take this, the art subject, you can read it on your own. It's just for your knowledge, you can read it and then you can prepare for UPSC. BCom is added knowledge to that. That's my take upon your problem, that BCom is something that is added knowledge. Interest he's still clinging on to and he will still to cover that. Right? I have not done economics in my BA LLB. I did it separately. I have read NCERT number of times, but it was not part of my curriculum. Right? So things that you want to do, you will still do. But BCom might be adding to your knowledge, might be adding to your degree, might be making you more professional than a BA LLB guy. हाँ जी
मतलब ये बीकॉम एलएलबी मिल जाती है।
हाँ जी
सब बीकॉम एलएलबी मिल जाती है, लेकिन वो फेलियर जो था पहले का, उसको फिर वो लगता है कि अगर मतलब that's just preparing for UPSC, that he had a fear that अब तो UPSC क्या करेगा नहीं हुआ तो उसके साथ।
So you are right that will
कंफ्यूजन होता है बीकॉम भी हो गया, पसंद करता है कि बैंक की नौकरी अच्छा करके फिर
see optimist guy will always see कि मेरे को एक और ऑप्शन खुल गया, एक पार्ट बी का ऑप्शन हो गया, राइट? And the point is, your one failure cannot decide your future things, right? I am also conference हो गया, ठीक है? And उस तो बाद after getting conference out, I was also screened out. चलो, because I have also been screened out, I have also been conference out. ठीक है? So it's all right. You have to accept it. The failures, if you do not accept, you have to own your failures to reach to the success. What went wrong is only then you will be able to reach to that. What is the wrong thing, right? Maybe you can find that. Just focus on what you want to be now. That something that is gone. But I was not able to clear my PCS attempt, which I wanted to do very eagerly. But I found green shoots in that because मेरे GS marks ज़्यादा थे and मेरे C-side cards. So you just find something which will give you some positivity out of it. Right? So failures are never the reason for your next failure. Should not be the reason for your next failure. Okay? Rather, they should be the reason for your success. Okay? Very bookish to say, but the reality. Okay? Still, if you have a doubt, you can ask something. That even I cannot say कि मैं second attempt में clear कर लेता हूँ. I sat in this paper with the point of view that मेरे 6 attempts पे which भी नहीं clear होगा तो मैं शायद I will be doing. You be ready for marathon यार. ठीक है, if you fall during your run then that's okay. You have to accept it. But you should not leave any stone unturned. That is what you can do. You just focus. अच्छा. कर्म करो, फल की इच्छा मत करो. ठीक है. महाभारत. ठीक है. Philosophy of महाभारत. ठीक है. But the point is, the reality is, जितनी गोटी उन्नी डोटी. जितनी मेहनत करोगे उन्ना फल मिल जाएगा. Somehow this mehnat will be coming in front of you in maybe different form, but you will get. This is what is my my conclusion of whatever I have done so far. Okay, might be very limited one, but I would want to settle with this one, and I think you should also settle with this. Okay, so don't focus upon what will be the result. Just focus on what you are doing. You should be 100% right. You should give you 110% for that. Okay. बहुत ज्ञान दिया करना नहीं. Any other questions? Those who haven't asked, only those questions first. Okay, so last questions. Hanji. This is the last round of questions. Please.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Komal from 4th year. So my question is, you have had the experience of preparing at home as well as away from home at the coaching institute. So how was it, and are both of these important, or it's your own take, whichever suits you?
All you need to do is prepare and get yourself satisfied. That are you satisfied with your approach? These days coaching institutions, they come at your home virtually, right? You can take those. But when I started, COVID came afterwards, right? But still I went to Delhi after my prelims. So at certain point of time, you need to have that examination environment to write mock papers, right? So that's why I prefer doing that.
Even if one chooses to stay at home,
It's
so how
perfect.
to cope up with the distractions I hope you might have faced?
I took one room on the first floor. The entire day I would not come down. I would come down in the evening, and then I would have dinner and then chit chat with my friend for 1 or 2 hours. That was my schedule. And I would do exercises. Uppari, abda, jo bhi, skipping was the thing that I did during my skipping rope, not skipping wheels. So that is what I did during my preparation for my health. So this is how I survived. And मेरे लिए खाना भी बस वो नीचे पौड़ियों तक आ जाता सी उतना पढ़ना. I was already quarantined. ठीक है. So next question, Anji. I can't hear you. Choose one, trust it. Trust is the most important thing with respect to your sources, with respect to your books, with respect to the institution that you choose. It's the trust that will take you long. If you cannot trust your institution, if you have to have bad mouth about your institution with your friends, then better not to go to such institutions. Right? Respect is a different thing, but trust is very important, right? You can always criticize your institution, but you should trust with whatever you are studying. Trust upon that. That is very important. Trust your teacher. A good student will not even learn from a bad teacher. A good student can learn even from a bad teacher, but a bad student will not even learn from a good teacher. Right? So you decided what kind of student you are. So even from few institutions which are not doing good, you can learn, you can take they can help you. Their notes can help you, right? It's upon your personality.
So one more question in extension to the previous question. Someone asked that there's a ministerial pressure of IAS officers. So is it similar in IAS officers to foreign services?
How can you make your own policy at international level?
Not own policy, sir. We will execute the policy at the international level, but any kind of pressure.
See, it's not like that you will be having a daily phone call कि आज ये काम करवा दो. That will not be there, of course, but you have to execute the Government of India's policy. That is it. Government of India's policy is framed with the help of the sign of ministers. Yeah. Ministers help. The point is they are the like brainchild of bureaucrat, right? With the nod of ministers, right? So you have to execute a foreign policy. That's all right. Where you will be having, of course, you do not have number of ministers visiting there. You have just one foreign minister. It's easy to deal with your minister bosses. It's really easy. It's difficult to. That is what I have listened. Other way around. In the same setup, it's difficult to deal with your own bosses. Even if you're in IFS, even if you're in IAS. So good bosses are very hardly found. And if you get them, then that's even in any institute. Vijay Lakshmi ma'am would also say yes, that good bosses make the institution, right? So if the good boss is not there, if you're not good with the boss, so that will be like a pressure always, right? Okay, you understand? So work culture is very important. So it's the work culture that will take you long. It can be good in IAS, it can be good in IFS. Sometimes your work culture will be very good in certain countries, sometimes it will not be good. Same goes for IAS. 50% of the times your work culture will be very nice, 50% of the time it will not be nice. So it's okay, you have to settle with that. And it goes for any of the institutions. You go in any private institution, 50% of the time your boss will be good, your work culture will be good, 50% of the time it will not be good. Even in the maybe while practicing, 50% of your bosses will be taking all the things that is nice, 50% they will not take. So that's how it is.
Sir, what will be the positive point to focus on there?
Service of people and then getting satisfaction here. It's about intellectual satisfaction kind of thing. Na? कि आज तुसी की कीता जिदे नाल तुहानू satisfaction. That is right. Another question, please. Hanji.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Rakshi from 4th year. As you told, during your 3rd year, you were attending classes, you were attending coaching classes, then you had classes here, and then you were not missing on any activities. So how you manage that, and also how you look at those days now?
So when you say that I was not missing on any activities, that means I was missing classes somewhere, right? So if I go to some activity, it happens during the hours only, na? These class hours. So I get lectures for that. So that is also how I get, for example, if I go on a moot court competition, I miss how many lectures? I miss, right? Practically, I will miss. Then if I go on some NSS camp, it's mostly in holidays, right? So you do not miss. Then if you go on some NSS camp in like at national level, then you might miss. There is then you might miss, right? So it's practically not possible that you can be everywhere. You have to miss out on certain reasons to have the experience of different things as well.
So did you feel that it was an academic loss or anything like that, or you will feel I'll manage those things?
That you will manage. That is not at all a pressure, right? So you miss on certain topics. It's okay. It's all right. You just read the notes of somebody who made in the class. If you feel that you missed something, if you have that FOMO of academics. Anything else? I think the last questions, this is the last round of questions. Anji, 1, 2 and 3. Okay? Anji.
So my name is Jaspinder Singh and I'm from 1st year.
Anji.
My question is, everyone prepares so enthusiastically and like put in hard work for the
preparation. So what's the unique thing which makes a specific examination unique?
Once again. Sorry, I missed it because.
Sir, everyone prepares for the examination so desperately and is so very enthusiastic to crack it. So what's the unique thing which is like so very much necessary to put in so that we can crack it? Is there any luck
Nothing
factor or-
unique is needed for this. Conventional people will always tell you conventional methods. I am conventional one, so you read the books, then then you go through your syllabus, then make the notes for your syllabus, read newspaper daily. This is the only thing that is unique that you are doing. Others are not doing it. They're just saying that they're doing it. You cannot do this for 1 year, for 2 years. That is unique in itself. And then when you say that extra foot forward, that can be put very nicely by doing just one different thing that you feel is good. For example, for me, I did map work. You can learn from any other topper what he or she has done. You can do that. Sorry for this. So you can do that. Another question, second last question.
My question to you is that who exactly should prepare for the exams like this? Now, since you have been in a pretty close connection, of course, companionship, separate from judiciary, and so that I extend this question to judicial services also. So, if a person is in a state of mind where they do not know exactly what should they do in future, so should they prepare for these examinations? Mainly because this is a pathway towards a transformation, a better transformation, and an upgradation of their own personality. So, who exactly should prepare for these examinations?
Listen, if somebody of this institution has reached somewhere, that doesn't mean that you have to also reach it. Right? You can be a better, maybe professor, right? Maybe these are two paths that are open for you, right? But since you have not decided it, you might decide that it's not important that from these two paths you have to choose. You can be a good lawyer. If you want to make money, it's the best way to make money. Right? Those who really want to make money, please, you can be very good lawyers. Right? So it's the choices that you make, keeping in mind that where you want to reach. It's not about that you know that these are two persons or places where you're going to reach, or the person whom you will be, say, working or being like, right? So that is not important. What is important is that you should decide it in a way that what you want to achieve, what you want to be, not keeping in mind that oh बढ़ गई सीधा अस्सी भी बनना नहीं. That's not right, right? Okay, I want to tell you from this institution, there are many successful lawyers. There are two IAS officers. One is 2013 batch IAS officer, Paramjit Singh, sir. Right now he is with the Ministry of Youth Affairs, right? And second is Jaspinder, right? But the point is, this doesn't mean that everybody who is sitting here should start preparing for IAS or that. First of all, you see the Sasrikal Mukesh ji. First of all, you see that Naresh ji, sorry. मैंने लग गया गलत ना है. अच्छा, first of all, you should see that the success rate is not that high, right? But that should also not be the reason that you should not prepare for it, right? So it's you have to see that what are the parameters upon which you are deciding. Okay, it's very important to give importance to you when I say this. It's you who are going to decide, not somebody else. It's your life which is being shaped by this or whatever, right? If you really want to grow with respect to money and all those things, fame, name and everything, right? Lawyers are doing really well, right? If you really want to work for society, NGOs are also doing good, right? So if you want power and working for society, then this is also not a bad option. If you want to serve for justice, then judiciary. But these are very subjective things. Like they look good, right? So decision is yours that what you want to be, which is the shape you want to take. That's important, right? You just have options. हाँ जी.
Sir, it is necessary to be in isolation while we are preparing for the exam.
Conventional people will say yes. You cannot be conventional if you want to say no. So you can be non-conventional. So there are two kinds of people. And isolation doesn't mean sole isolation. Isolation means surrounded by a few people who you think they are important for you.
Sir, in the analyzed papers of the toppers of the IAS, sir, they oftenly say that we have, some of say sir, that we have just cleared the exam by reading the NCRTs only.
Only is not, that might be exceptional case. You should not listen to such exceptions, right? You should, I told you, these are the check boxes that are required to be ticked. Those are to be ticked, and they might have ticked those. There is something known as hindsight. में जाके you just forget things. When you will be reading about this patents and all, you will get this principle of hindsight or something, right? So when you are in this position, you cannot say that. Then you forget those times when you were reading those things. Then you say this was very easily achieved. Today I will say I achieved this very easily. So this is hindsight phenomena. I'm seeing the past with the islands of today, right? So you don't totally be driven. You should not totally be driven by what toppers are saying in the interviews. That's it. That's what I would say. You just see that what good you can adopt from. Everything should not be taken. What I said today is not right here. Everything is not right. So everybody is different. You should take whatever suits you. And if X thing suits me, it would not suit, say, the person sitting here, right? So it suited me. I did accordingly, and I could achieve it, right? So hit and trials are important. I answered in one question that hit and trials. Hanji. Photographer.
So assuming that I do not have any substantial achievements or hobbies, how should I fill up the adaptive form?
In which year you are?
I'm in 4th year. I'm asking this question for somebody I know who has just given the means examination.
See, while I was in this department, I was not painting then. So few things you do not do because you are not having time for it. But you like doing it. Something which rejuvenates your mind. Everybody is having that. Even talking to somebody is also a hobby, right? So be very honest with what person does.
But that would not lead to very good questions in the interview.
Why are you worried about that would not lead to good questions? If you are doing that very by heart, you should know about it. If you do not know about it, you will read about it. So people write very innovative things in their interview. Don't worry about that. People say that their hobby is watching vlogs. So then they ask what kind of vlogs. Then you say inspirational vlogs. Who is the motivational speaker? Then that's the trajectory, right? So it can be any which ways. I think we're done for the day. I think you guys are tired and I am speaking for like last 2 hours. So thank you very much for the patient listening or hearing.